The best game for a new speedrunner, the #1 game. If you're a new speedrunner, you have to play. Chances are you've just finished watching a world record speedrun where someone popped the fuck off. Someone filled with such excitement because of how proud of their accomplishments they are. Or someone tearing up because of all the hard work they put in has finally paid off. Or maybe you were watching Liam, in which case he might have smiled. A little bit.
Oh my god.
Instead of being inspired by how much joy speedrunning can bring to someone, you're here because you've been inspired to make history through creators like Summoning Salt. You've seen the progression of many games, and how far people are willing to push themselves. Wouldn't you like to be a part of history as well? Wouldn't you like to fight for #1? Maybe you just want to learn to play a game that you love a little bit faster than last time for fun in your free time. Not everything is always about being the best or #1. Regardless of why you're here, you have a passion for speedrunning. Like I do. But I'd wager that you have no idea what to do with this need for speed that's grown in your heart. I didn't when I first started either. But at this point, after learning over a dozen different speed games in the past 5 years, I've learned a little bit about all the different types of speed games. Here are my recommendations for the best speed games for brand new runners. The way I see it, 4 main things make a game a good speedrun for a new runner. That is being easy to learn, easy to practice, easy to execute, and a good length, usually from around 20 minutes to a little over an hour, which basically automatically throws at Grand Theft Auto 5 or Final Fantasy 7, or any other RPG on the planet, due to their ungodly length. But within these parameters, there's a few games that I think fit new speedrunners, or any sort of speedrunner, really well. Speedrunning does encapsulate playing any and every game fast. However, not all speedruns are created equal. See the aforementioned 6-hour speedrun of Grand Theft Auto 5 or the 7-hour speedrun of Final Fantasy 7. Fuck that. We're here to have fun.
Note that the Garrett Carpenter Association was simply making these claims in humor, and if you are an avid GTA 5 or RPG game speedrunner, we still happily accept your money. I mean, you are part in our community.
Dishonored, a game all about re-honoring yourself after an elf man frames you for murdering the woman you love.
Yes, he's killed the Empress.
To help in your quest, another weird man gives you magic powers. You can then go on to explore the various locales the game has to offer, killing or sparing anyone you choose, sneaking around or running in like a madman, collecting runes to unlock awesome powers and do some really cool shit. But fuck all that. The most important part about this game is Blink. This game ain't shit without Blink. Sure, amazing level design. Sure, infinite replayability. Sure, cool powers in a skill tree. But all that ain't shit without Blink. Blink is so fun that Arcane, the studio who made the game, couldn't help but reuse it in a completely different game they've made. They could have had completely new powers and abilities, but they still brought back Blink. Why? Because Blink is fucking awesome! Why else? Blink makes it way cooler to be an assassin, to sneak around, to confuse and mass murder everyone in a 5-mile radius. Blink makes Dishonored. There's something so inherently cathartic about being able to teleport wherever you want. Everything I've just said directly carries over to the speedrun. Blink is the power that you start with, and the only power that we end up getting in the run. The route is meticulously planned as to exactly where you need to blink to get through the levels as fast as possible. But blinking drains your mana, you can't blink forever! Well, there are these things called mana vials that you can use to refill your mana. So, throughout the route, we're making sure to get as many mana vials and potions that we possibly can so that we never run out of blinks. This adds a level of depth that makes the game so much more exciting to both route and run. Learning most of the game is as simple as watching somebody else speedrun it. Check. Dishonored's game is split into 11 missions and has a built-in quick save quick load feature, making it incredibly easy to practice the route. Check. 95% of the game is just knowing where to blink, which is just pressing right click. Check. Oh, and why don't you look at that? It's perfectly within our length parameters. How about that shit? Now, it's true, there are a few funny glitches in Dishonored that aren't as simple as just pressing right click, but none of the really hard ones are necessary to the run. And the ones that you do need to go fast are pretty simple to learn, so no problems there. Now, if you like first-person movement-based speedruns, but Dishonored's not really your thing, I'd also recommend checking out Mirror's Edge or A Story About My Uncle. They're similar games with similarly good attributes, but none of them have Blink, so it doesn't really matter. You know, it's whatever. They're kind of dog shit. But if your aim sucks, or you're running games off of Granny's old work laptop that she only uses nowadays to pick up hot elders in her area, you might have to return to the old joystick and buttons.
Open your eyes and your mind to the realism of Nintendo 64 as you play Super Mario 64. Submerge in a 3D environment with 15 worlds of beautiful graphics and 10 special areas, and of course, Mario.
Oh my god, it can't be. After 25 years, it's still so perfect. A category for every difficulty. A practice realm that has everything you could possibly need. A community with a more active and consistent player base than any other speed game to ever exist. Fluid movement, a low skill floor, and a high skill ceiling. Cake! It's beautiful. What the hell are you doing? Go play Mario 64. Speedrun the game. Love the game. Learn the game. Spend 10,000 hours grinding it. Best speed game ever. It's perfect, okay, man? Just believe me. Trust me. It's good, okay? Go play Mario 64. I mean, watch the rest of the video. I need the watch time. Like, I really need it. But then after that, go play it. Just play it.
Hey, I didn't see you there. I was just finishing off my breakfast. But while I have you here, did you know that you can get access to exclusive content made only for Patreon? Or full tournament VODs before they're cut up and put on YouTube? Or blooper reels showcasing exclusive behind the scenes content? Or how about every coaching plan I've made or one-on-one session I've had with the people who hire me for private coaching? All that and more at patreon.com/GarrettCarpenter. Only $4.99. And hey, if you don't want to, that's fine. You can always just subscribe here on YouTube. It's totally free and it helps me out a lot. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to finishing off my breakfast. Oh, whoops. Almost forgot my coaster. Patreon.com/GarrettCarpenter. Subscribe to the channel. Ah!
Celeste is a beautiful game about a girl overcoming her depression, mental limitations, and learning to love herself, expressed all through climbing a mountain. Everything you do with Madeline, that's the girl by the way, Celeste is the mountain, feels good to do. The controls are incredibly precise, and when you fuck up, it's your fault. The game didn't break, or it wasn't stupid. You messed up, but the death screen is only a second long, and it puts you right back on the screen you were working on. But all that aside, here's the best part. Do you remember Blink? That power in Dishonored I spent a whole minute of this video talking about? Well, check this shit out. Imagine Blink, but in 2D. Ever been running along in your lowly humdum life and a bridge starts suddenly falling behind you? Got a gap that's a little too big to cross? Do you need a quick escape option to slide through the air? Just slap that old X button and watch us dash through the sky. Along with the dash, Madeline only has 3 movement options in Celeste. The other 2 being the jump and the climb. This may seem super simple, but the way the levels build and mold upon these 3 movement options creates an incredibly well-polished and fucking hard game. Damn it! But this isn't supposed to be why Celeste is so fucking good and you need to play it right goddamn now. This is supposed to be why Celeste is a good speedrun. Luckily, the developers had degenerate speedrunners like us in mind when they were making the game, because they happened to add some secret, not so secret advanced movement mechanics that make traversing these levels look and feel crazy. Such advanced techniques as the hyper dash, the wave dash, the wall bounce, the jump dash, the
2 hours later,
the dream hyper, the demo dash, the super demo dash hyper, the crouch dash,
1 eternity later,
and finally, the super dash demo ultra crouch dash. I don't know if the last one's real, but it doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't that shit just look fucking crazy? Now, on our checklist, we have easy to execute. So you might be sitting there with your PS4 controller or whatever stupid dumbass controller you're slapping buttons on, thinking, well, fuck, I don't know how to do a hyper dash. But listen here, bucko. How many times did you die when you were playing Celeste casually and you weren't hyper dashing? Probably at least 1,000. How much of your time did you spend looking and dying for random useless strawberries? A lot. And how much time did you spend aimlessly wandering around Mirror Temple trying to light up every torch for no reason other than your OCD? None? Oh wait, that was because I did that. Anyways, my point is, if your goal going into the game is just to go fast, you could easily do that with simple dashes and jumps, and doing that can still be a ton of fun. When speedrunning Celeste, it's super easy to tell where you're losing time, whether you're a beginner or advanced player. It's as simple as, don't die here, dash sooner there, or just know where the fuck to go in Mirror Temple. Seriously though, fuck that stage. Anyways, Celeste has some super cool movement options that you can implement into your game, but none of them are necessary, especially when you're starting out. And the basic ones aren't even that hard to learn. So while this whole explanation may have been a little bit long-winded, check. It's an hour long for new speedrunners, and even less if you're better, so check. It's got a speedrun practice mod with save states and anything else you could need to get better at the game. Check. It's got great guides built by all the wonderful people in the community. Check. So, there you go. Now, go help Madeline get over her depression faster than you can say, fuck Mirror Tip! Alright, this is it. This entire time I've been lying to you. All that bullshit about this is what makes a speedrun good, and new runners do this, don't do this, blah blah blah. It doesn't mean shit. I made it all up. The best game for a new speedrunner, no bullshit, the #1 game. If you're a new speedrunner, you have to play is your favorite game. Speedrunning isn't about making history. It's not about getting world record. Speedrunning is about competing with yourself, pushing yourself to reach the goals that you think you're capable of. Speedrunning is grinding a game over and over until you get your perfect run. And most of all, speedrunning is about having a good time.
If it's not fun, why bother?
Whatever game you end up speedrunning better be a game you love, because you're going to be spending hours playing it. And what better than a game you love? What better than a game that you'd gladly spend another 1,000 hours playing anyways if you could? Well, why not speedrun it then? Even if there's no information about your game. It's incredibly long or full of very difficult tricks. If you have fun running the game, that's all that matters. So that means GTA 5's not off the table. You can speedrun Final Fantasy VII if that's the game calling your name. Even if your favorite speed game is Polar Bowler, go for it. Look, even that has a speedrun.com page. And if you don't have fun running your favorite game, that's fine. Try another game that you love. Do those ones first. Build a community out of your favorite game if there isn't one. Develop the strats yourself. Publish your own guides to help other runners. If your speedrun isn't popular, don't think it's a deterrent. It's not. Be the founder of your speed game. If you have a passion for the game, I promise you, other people will as well. You can speedrun any game in the world, so why not pick the game you love the most? There's no perfect game to speedrun. There's no optimal way to start speedrunning. It's all about having fun.